I welcome you on the program. First of all, I would like to thank you for coming on the program. We are live because you just arrived this morning. You have an important event tomorrow, but you managed to be with us. Because for us, this is important, even to give our viewers the latest information about the Federation with MOC, the Federation with our athletes, and if we can manage to have athletes in the future to compete as well at the Olympics. Thanks for coming, Gabriele.
Good evening first, and thank you for having me. And you know, what I wanted to say, first of all, today when I came back and I arrived and I landed on the rock after a couple of years, because after pandemic, we had to do different procedures to run the federation, because Malta was completely locked, if you remember, so it was very difficult also to take someone here, and for different nationalities. Also, I was also about to get married, so I had to change completely my life.
You had a lot of...
And when I did arrive in the morning, I felt a bit emotional, because I said, wow, you know, I spent 6 years straight here. I had a lot of good friends, good memories, and I felt, you know, why I still pushing through the sport of boxing to help all the boxers, the coaches, to one day have a great dream and finalize it. So I remember why I do this and why I never stop.
Gabriele, the Malta Boxing Federation, what is its role? And as a General Secretary, where do you want to take this federation, especially when we're talking about events internationally?
Okay. So, first of all, the role of Malta Boxing Federation is very clear, also because it's easy. We are the responsible of amateur boxing. We are the federation signed after IBA, which is the International Boxing Association, which is the World Federation. And then we have the Confederation, which is the EUBC, European Boxing Confederation. These two entities are the most important ever, because it's where all the important tournaments forever are happening, and where all the boxers from all over the world and Europe are competing against each other at the highest level. We already, through the years, we started in 2019 entering the scene from the schoolboys with 3 of our little warriors. They were 13 years old in Georgia, in Tbilisi. It was an amazing experience. What we really need is a lot of international competitions, because when the kids arrive there already at 13 years old, they have a lot of fights. But our Maltese has a big heart, and they're working very, very, very hard, and they always really look amazing. So I can't say anything bad, just that we need more experience. But lately, as you know, finally we had 2 medals. I was waiting for these 2 medals for years. And it's true that when you really work hard, and then you wait, you go through struggles, but then you didn't give up, and bam, arrives the happiness, and the satisfaction is amazing. You know that last year we competed in 3 European championships. Dyson and Bradley in Armenia. We went for the youth. They were still youth. They fought very good fights. Bradley especially fought against Bulgaria. Bulgaria, after Bradley, and he had a very tough fight against Bradley, he won the championship. So once again, Bradley fought against the best of the competition straight away. So, you know, also the draw is very important, very important.
Yes,
Imagine that with Gail in Montenegro, yes, in Budva, we had a tough draw, because we had Montenegro in the first fight.
Home, so...
Yes, and I have good relationship with the president of Montenegro and all the organization. They are amazing people. And I say, oh, Mama, why always to us it happens? But it was emotional, because the first fight, the first round, when she came back and I turned to look at the score, I said, wow, they gave us a round. I said, this is not going to happen. She went there the second round, bam, she came back, I check again, it's happening. And then we won 5-0, so in their house. So this means also that when they talk about corruption and this and that, we were in their house. And all
And
the
you managed
judges,
to, yeah.
yes, were clear, and they give us 5-0 to us. You know, sometimes it's just mistakes. You know, I don't believe in this doing on purpose, on whatever. Yeah, there is a lot of talking about this. It's true, you know, because first of all, as coaches, we never lose.
Gabriele, you have also a good relation within the European Confederation
Yes.
and also the International Boxing Association. Is it important for us to have this kind of communication, this kind of positive relationship with these?
Absolutely. You know, the world sport politics is very important for any countries. Consider that at the moment, because I'm representing Malta, I'm holding two very important positions. In Europe, for the EUBC, I'm the European Coaches Committee Chairman. And for the IBA, worldwide, I'm the ABA World Coaches Chairman. So, and also the world leader instructor, because I'm the one, through the committee, as a committee chairman, which rewrote all the courses to certify all coaches from all over the world to give them the certification, which by the rules is mandatory to be in the corner in international competitions such as normal international, like for national teams, or Europeans and World Championships and Olympic Games. These kind of things.
Gabriele, this saga of Olympic boxing, first of all, I would like you to talk about the relation, your relation, the Malta Boxing Federation, and the Malta Olympic Committee. I know you had some meetings, I know you had some communication, but how is the communication at the moment?
Personally, I have to say that since the very first moment in 2019, when the Secretary General was Joseph Cassar.
Okay, Joe Cassar, yes.
Amazing. I think he was a sort of a legend because he was there as a Secretary General for forever, I guess.
Yes.
A very, very experienced man. The very first moment I was talking to him, you understand that he knows, you know. And we spent time first to know each other because, of course, for them I was new. And they never had, let's say, consistency. And they need it. So I show up, I show them that I wanted to do the things professionally, and they trusted me. And so that's why we had, for the first time in the history of Malta, 5 young, you know, fighters ready, lined up for the Olympic qualifiers for Tokyo 2020. Unfortunately, we went through all the process. We were in the long list. It was an amazing experience also doing this. But unfortunately, pandemic, the day before our flight, they stopped us because the government took a decision to not let anyone go anywhere. And also, in that case, you know, I'm a bit upset because the tournament in England started. And that was unfair. Because after 3 days, they had, of course, to stop it. But, an example, at that moment, we had Kirsten Brown, 57 kilos. At that moment, he was literally a good promise. I was truly believing in Kirsten a lot. And his category also was one of the first that reached the semifinals, and they stopped it there, so already was out. But they didn't let us register. And so we lost the opportunity. Then, of course, for us, going to the World Qualifier was impossible because we couldn't leave the country. We couldn't manage to have the wild card because literally the pandemic turned into...
Because when you don't manage to qualify, there is always the wild card.
Yes.
How hard is it to have athletes qualify, not for Paris, because Paris, it's this year, so there needs to be a process, as you are explaining very well. But is it, can we have athletes qualify in Los Angeles?
The project, yes, the project, in fact, 2 years ago, I managed to reach funds for a project to start the kids process. So let's say Dyson and Bradley, yes, Dyson and Bradley, they were junior when we started. They were approaching youth, and this was making sense. They said, okay, we will have Paris in the middle, but let's be realistic. We point to Los Angeles 2028. Because what we need to do, we need to put foundations. It's not just having a dream and saying it, it's not enough. We need to work hard. And to do this, it's really easy. We need fights, we need experience. To do this, we need years. Now, 2028 is realistic. But I want to say also that sometimes, if you take an opportunity, it might go your way, as we did for Gail. Gail, the competition of Gail, wasn't in our planning for the year because we had our financial project for the year, and we didn't consider at the beginning of the year the European Under-22, because also Gail before had also less fights than she had when we arrived there. But then at the end, with Roland, that I know that he was here with Gail.
Yes, he was with Gail, yes.
We spoke, and he said, look, I think she's ready. I said, look, I trust you. If you think that she's ready, let's do it. So we did we took some decision. We went there, and bam, silver medal, like truly unexpected. In fact, as I was telling you before, if you see I see now the fights, the video from the end of the fight, me and Roland, that we are really over the moon. And I slept, I think, Roland, I'm sorry, twice. But that's my signature. Everyone knows they like it now. So, but we were very happy, really, because we weren't expecting nothing. So,
Gabriele, you mentioned youth several times because everyone believes in grassroots and the youths. So as a federation, what are you doing at the moment with youths? And if you have any planned international competitions or even training camps?
As I said before, foundations. The foundations start first from the coaches. What we're doing now, we are building a team. Okay. Today, an example, in the morning, we were at the MOC. Then after, straight away, we went to meet all the coaches that are now in MBF, which participated also in the coaching course that I gave, for them.
Yes.
And this was a team, and I'm happy about it. We discuss all the things. We try to stay together because we don't waste time in, fighting because it's not my style. I don't like to speak bad about anybody because our door is open, but it's open for those that they want to follow rules. Because if we do something wrong, Malta will lose the recognition, and then it's over for everybody. So this is it. First, I'm trying to put the foundation because the coaches are the future. Because everything comes from the coaches. I gave, big speech that I think you have last year, end of 2022 at the World Congress, presenting the World Project for the coaches that I wrote myself. And there, I explained that no coaches, no boxing. And this is a movement, also a podcast that I launched. But it's very clear. No coaches, no boxing. If we don't have coaches, who's doing the boxers? There is no boxers. So if we have good coaches, then the teaching, the discipline, and whatever is the outcome will be good. So everything starts there. We are there. Of course, we are already 4 or 5 now members of the national team. And I hope that now a lot of young boys and girls will join the gym and start, understanding that they need to work hard. They need to go through a process. You just don't join a gym thinking, because I joined the gym, I'm a champion.
I'm a champion. I'm a boxer.
Because
and you believe a lot in that process.
Yes.
You don't wake up the next morning and you say, I can compete at in any level, because let's face it, when you're competing, there's a lot of work you should be doing before you compete.
The will is important. An example, look, myself, when I was a kid, I said, I want to fight. I wanted to fight. Nothing could stop me. Then I worked hard, meaning that already at 14, I had no summers, I had no friends, no Saturdays, no Sundays, Christmas eating, no Easter eating, never, like this. But sometimes, they were saying, a lot of sacrifices. No, you're wrong. I'm not doing any sacrifices. This is what I want. I choose. This is my choice. This is my dream. So if you really have a dream and you work, then it makes sense.
Talking about dreams, talking about things you want, I would like to ask you this. You are ex-carabinieri, and
yes.
for sure that helped you because you trained during work hours. You trained in the morning, you trained in the afternoon.
Yes.
So that helped you. In Malta, we don't have it.
I know.
I have been talking about this thing even on my programs with different people within different, even when I had the Malta Olympic Committee here as well. So do you think that to be able to participate abroad and win medals, do you think that it's time for us in Malta to have athletes joining the...
This would be amazing. So I will explain you how it works. I joined as a 19 years old. I was a sort of, prodigy, so I joined really early. Already at 19, I was there. And there you train like 4 or 5 hours a day. You do only that. You live for that. You dream for that. You sleep for that.
Exactly,
only
but
that.
in Malta, unfortunately,
but listen,
you still need to work.
I arrived there being a schoolboy, going at school, doing my homework, then going till 10 in the evening in the gym, winning. Then I had to win first.
Of course.
So I had to be Italian champion. I had to win international championships. Then to be noticed by the talent scout.
You need to have a good level.
Yes.
Definitely.
When they took me, I was already like 3 or 4, maybe 5 times already Italian champion in different age class because I was growing up. So it's not that you cannot do it. Then, of course, I turned, let's say, professional, and this was a complete different level. But an example, Bradley and Dyson, then now they are growing up, they work. And they are very diligent because they work, then they go at the gym. And for them, it's very difficult because they are between 16 and 18, they are growing up. It's a very difficult age.
For sure, later on it will become hard.
The friends, they are going parties.
Yes.
You know that you need to behave this way.
Yes.
So, but yes, would be amazing if the government start really helping all the athletes, not only boxing, because this for all athletes, with the military sport group and giving them, this kind of opportunity. And then, of course, the level will raise 100%.
Gabriele, we could spend hours and hours talking, but unfortunately we don't have the time. But one last question.
Yes.
You have the event tomorrow, so
yes.
What are we going to see in the event? And also your last comments in general as a General Secretary of the Malta Boxing Federation.
So tomorrow we will see our, I call the criminals, Dyson, Bradley, Inzaghi, and Gail. They will be in action in international fights. And then we will have some local fights because we need to, we are trying to give as much as possible opportunities to the boxers to fight because we don't have a lot of local boxers now to match all the time to do shows. But we are trying to, build up strategies. We are in the building. So, and the more join us, understanding that we work hard, we don't waste time in, any, let's say, outside politics, but in what we need.
You focus on the
creating
event.
discipline and creating, the great strategies to then go abroad and have people that are ready. Then we can really be friends with anybody. That's no problem. We have no enemies. I mean, this is what I think. And
it's a sport at the end
as the last thing that I want to do it, for sure, I don't know if I mentioned, so this is important to say, if we manage, we will be in Phuket, in Thailand, for sure, for Gail, that will participate in the Olympic qualifiers.
Okay.
We are trying to register her also in Milano and Busto Arsizio, which will be for March. If we will not manage because the time is really little,
tight, yes,
it was a deadline and it wasn't clear, and so. But anyway, no problem. The very important point that Malta will participate in the Olympic qualifiers.
But for sure, you will start to work towards LA Olympics in Los Angeles.
Yes. Of course, because all the coaches now, as I said, we put foundations. So we have all these years now to have another dream. But as I said before, we never know what will happen with Gail.
With Gail for this year as well. Hopefully we see her
I'm not
in Paris as well.
I will continue expecting nothing because it works.